Hello. It is your girl, Yo. How are you all doing this evening? Okay, I pray all is well. Hello, Insta. Hello, YouTube, Facebook. I'm just all over the place. How are you all doing tonight? I pray all is well. It is Thursday, June 8th, 2023. I'm sorry, y'all. I may look a little rough. Had a rough day. Allergies kicking my butt. But we are here. We are here. And first, before we get the show started, let me go over some little administrative things. You can see me on YouTube at Let's Grow with Yo, or just click in Yo and it'll come up. Go ahead and like and subscribe. You can reach me on IG at Yo 7393001, and on Facebook you can see me on there under Let's Grow with Yo. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. This is for everybody. Anywho, I wanted to come on here tonight and talk to you all. Before I get started, I want to show y'all something. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see Moms for Liberty among conservative groups named extremists by civil rights watchdogs? That's just one of numerous articles that I found about this. And I don't know about you, I'm a little ecstatic. I'm a little happy because they needed to be on somebody's watch list. They are the reason why a lot of books, good books, are being banned in schools. The whole thing with the transgender youth, everything. So I am happy that they are among the extremist groups. Yes, that's a plus for us, I guess you can say, but it's something that needed to be done. They are taking us way back, and I'm glad they were put on there. Now, y'all know I gotta do a did you know in Black history. Let me put my glasses on. Did you know in Black history, Huey Newton, born February 1942 in Oakland, California. He attended Merritt College. This is where he met Bobby Seale. They worked together to diversify schools' curriculums. Later, Newton and Seale created the Black Panther Party. You know, power to the people. They created the party to advocate for better living conditions for African Americans. They also, the party, as a collective, patrolled neighborhoods, monitored polices in the community to protect the citizens. And in 1980, Newton received his PhD in philosophy at the University of Santa Cruz. That is your Did You Know in Black history. Y'all, even though they try to say that the Black Panthers were extremist group, but they protected us, like African American people, not just us, but all people seem like, but they really protected African American people. And I kind of wish they were still around. Maybe some of this stuff wouldn't be going on as it is now. So anyway, here we go. I am going to talk about something that I know that somehow we forgot about, the branches of government, what they do, how they are supposed to legislate, and all this other stuff. The reason being is because I have seen a lot of people on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram talking about President Biden should just go ahead and veto. President Biden has the authority to do this, and the other. When actuality, after I read you, you'll see where it is. Y'all know there's 3 branches of government, right? You have the legislative branch, which is Congress. That consists of the Senate and the House of Representatives. Their roles is to draft proposing laws, confirming or rejecting the presidential nominations for heads of federal agencies, federal judges, and the Supreme Court. They are the only ones that have the authority to declare war. So that war that Bush had us in 2003, he had to get approval from Congress in order to declare war. Okay? The second branch is the executive branch. That's the president, who is the head of the state, leader of the government, commander-in-chief. Then is the vice president, who supports the president, presides over the Senate, and breaks ties in the Senate. And then you have the cabinet. The cabinet serves as advisors to the president, nominated by the president, but must be approved through the Senate. So let me backtrack. In Donald Trump's cabinet, he had majority of his family members in there, and Senate approved that. That was, to me, the biggest joke in the world. But it happens. Oh, well, here we are. But that's how it goes. Then you have the judicial branch, which is the Supreme Court in all federal courts. They interpret the meaning of laws, applying laws to individual cases, and deciding the laws that violate the Constitution. Now, here we go with why won't President, wrong one. President Biden veto bills. He has vetoed some, right? But did you know that Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution grants the president authority to veto legislation passed by Congress. But he only has 10 days per the Constitution, excluding Sunday. So that's Monday through Saturday, to act on legislation or let the legislation becomes law. So 10 days, y'all, he has in order to veto a bill. Now, there are two types of vetoes. A regular veto, what that is, it's not signed and sent back to Congress within 10 days. Congress can override the veto if it musters 2/3 votes from each house, even the Senate and House of Representatives, right? So let's say if the debt ceiling came over to President Biden's desk, because he said he would veto that, right? He had 10 days to veto that bill. And it wasn't something that he was going to do. He had 10 days to do it in. And if it was to send back to Congress, the House, because that's where the bill was coming from, and if they could get 2/3 vote, they could override his veto, and that would become law. Now, the second veto is a pocket veto. It cannot be overridden. Okay, the first one is a regular veto. It can be. The pocket veto cannot be overridden. The veto becomes effective when the president fails to sign a bill after Congress has adjourned and is unable to override the veto. That's from history.house.gov. So, meaning, let's say President Biden didn't want to sign the debt ceiling proposal, right? Let's say it passed the House and the Senate, and it was going to his bed. He could veto it. He can wait. He had 10 days to do it. And let's say the people, they left because they do go home, and he doesn't sign it. He turns it back over. It can't be overridden. So they can't override this veto. So it wouldn't be law. So that brings me to what we're talking about. Sorry, y'all. Right now is the debt ceiling. Now, I'm not sure, and I know a lot of people were talking about it a few weeks ago, but first of all, I wanted to get myself together before I talked about it and everything. But now, the proposed bill was, sorry, my dog. It would have displaced so many people. 800,000 kids would have been taken off removed from Head Start. Over 1 million elderly people would have lost their Meals on Wheels. Mothers who were getting SNAP and housing assistance would have lost their housing assistance under that bill. What else? That would have cut Medicare and Social Security, and in the bill was to cut VA benefits for veterans. So now that we know what was in the proposed bill, let's talk about what President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy talked about and how it will affect us now. So it suspends the debt ceiling until 2025, which is good because after the election next year, they don't have to talk about, until 2025 when the new administration is in. So that's after the next presidential election. Y'all better go vote. All of y'all. It keeps funding for most domestic programs, funds hundreds of domestic programs such as scientific research, rental aid for people who live in housing assistance, nutritional assistance for mothers, meaning food stamps, SNAP, WIC, all that. It cuts IRS funding. Now, remember that $80 billion that was in the infrastructure bill to hire more IRS workers? Well, it went from $80 billion to $20 billion. So it was a $60 billion cut. I mean, really, it's $20 billion. What more can we say? We still got something out of it, right? They still will be able to hire people to help in the IRS because everybody want their tax money on time. I don't know about you. Well, I gotta pay the taxes. But anyway, I digress. It's a slight increase for military and veterans. People on food stamps and family welfare benefits will have new work requirements. Now, with the work requirements, if you are someone who's on food stamps, SNAP, is that it? SNAP or TANF, you have to work a 20-hour work week. Before they weren't working. At least 20 hours a week to keep your benefits. However, you only can make so much money, meaning you can't make $30 an hour and work 20 hours. That's still going to put you over a month what you get in your assistance, right? So think about that when you under this new law. Also, the work thing was raised to 54 from 50. Example, if a 51-year-old woman receives food stamps and doesn't work 20 hours per week, she will have to do so under this new law, meaning that now she has to go out here and get a job. I am okay with that because I felt like, look, like y'all asked my opinion, but I'm going to get to you anyway, okay? I feel like it's good for people to get out and work and not just rely on federal assistance. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people out there that have disabilities that cannot work. So that in that bill, it has to be a stipulation. They have to work with the their state on that. But they'll still be able to get assistance. Like somebody that's a quadriplegic who can't work, who has a caregiver, someone who's, I hate to say this word, mentally retarded. I hate saying that word. They can't work to a certain degree, especially they don't comprehend certain stuff. They're not able to go in the workplace and make a living. So they still will be able to get their benefits, right, without any problems or anything like that. And I know one thing that you all would love to hear about, and that is the student debt payments will resume, even though it's before the Supreme Court. But in this new bill that he signed into law the other day, student loan forgiveness will start back up, and y'all will be able to get your student loans forgiven. Even if the Supreme Court said it is not, it will be under this bill. They will be able to get your student loans forgiven. Now, this is another reason why I wanted to talk about this topic, because everybody said that Joe Biden is not going on, why he ain't getting our student loans forgiven. Do you know the president can say, I want this to be done, right? Congress has to write up the proposals, the bills, right? Or somebody, write it up, And if they feel like the Republicans or Democrats, whoever feel like it's not constitutional, they can halt that and have it sent to the Supreme Court, as it was because the Republicans thought it was unconstitutional for him to even forgive student loan debt. And that's why it was before the Supreme Court. But with this new bill, your student loan forgiveness will start back up. And that's with that. I got this from the Washington Post in the New York Times. So just think about that next time when y'all saying, oh, he's not doing that, he's not doing nothing for us. Listen, the president, and I said even Trump, they are not the president for one group of people. However, Trump was the president for the rich, not for the low. And I had, again, my best friend and I always debate about this. Trump gave $250 million to HBCUs. Biden gave, was it $500 billion to HBCUs? And yes, they got their money. So let's think about that, right? He got a Black woman confirmed as a Supreme Court justice. That's what he stated he was going to do. He also stated that he would get student loan forgiveness done. And he tried. He tried his best to get it done. However, the Congress decided to say it was unconstitutional and put it before the Supreme Court. So just know that in this country, in this society, the president is a president for all people, not just one race, ethnic, or nationality. He's a president for everybody. Good evening, Renita. So when we're out here saying he's not doing anything, listen, even Trump did something good somewhere. And with the, as my best friend would say, criminal justice system, and he did, because I had to read up on it. It could be better. However, this is where we are. But just know that as the president goes forth, or anybody that's in office, not even if it's not Joe Biden, even if it's Joe Splo or whomever that is, gets to become president, just know that it's not just, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and I'm going to get it done. It has to go through the branches of office, the legislative branch, Congress, to approve whatever the president is going to be doing. So I just wanted you all to know that, because I see it all over social media about he's not doing nothing, when he actually has 350 bipartisan laws he wrote into law, bills that he wrote into law in the past 2.5 years he's been as president. So I think, to me, that's a good thing, right? Why are you weak, Renita? Tell me why you're weak. So again, just know the two different types of vetoes. There's a regular veto that Congress can override, and then there's a pocket veto that can't be override. But each one of those vetoes have to be done within 10 days, excluding Sundays, right? So whatever the president is going to do, he has to do it within 10 days, not on Sunday. Trump did something good somewhere, girl. I don't know. Criminal justice, that's it. That's all I can get you for. So we have to know, and I think, because I don't think they teach this in school no more. I'm gonna tell you, I really don't think they teach this stuff. I know in Texas, they more worried about Texas history than they were about government or anything else. I don't know. That's just the state that I live in. I can't speak for everybody else's state, but I know the state that I live in. They more worried about Texas history than they were in Texas government than they are about the federal government. So when we're out here downing the president, whomever president is in office, just know that he really doesn't have the authority to do anything. It has to go through Congress. It has to go through Congress. They confirm and reject anything the president does. They do. So, and they're the only ones that can declare war. So we have to be very cognitive when we talk about the federal government or any state government, because there's always checks and balances. And, we learned that back in the day, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. I ain't that old, but I feel like it today. So that's what I wanted to get on here and come on here and tell you about, especially the stuff when it came to the debt ceiling and what was signed into law on, what is today? Thursday? On Tuesday with this. Some good things, some bad things, but I think overall it's better than what was proposed. I feel like he played chess while the House played checkers, and he got what he needed to get done. So please understand that your student loan forgiveness will start back up. I'm not sure, maybe like September, October, I believe. So don't quote me on that. I have to research that again, but I think that's what it said. So student loan forgiveness payments will be going back out. They will be doing it. Because that was in the bill. He had it written into the bill that it would start back up. So even though it's at the Supreme Court, it's in the thing that he signed into law, saying that it will be starting back up and Congress will not be able to stop it. Which I'm glad, because I need the student loans forgiveness. So just keep looking out for that. And again, I'm gonna show y'all this thing one more time. Them people right there. The Moms for Liberty, extremists. Y'all look out for them, because we have some here in this state, the great state as they call it, and they are wreaking havoc. I had went to a school board meeting, and I was like, what in the world? But you have to ask to get to speak, and I couldn't speak, but I wanted to speak. But just know that there's people out here looking out for the best interests of all children, not just for Christian children. There's Muslim children out here. There's Buddhists or atheists or whatever you believe in. That is your right as a parent to teach your children what you want them to come up in. So they are considered extremists. I'm happy about that. And that is the show, y'all. I wasn't going to be before you long. 30 minutes was top for me tonight. I just wanted to go over the branches of government and give you a synopsis of what was in this bill, the debt ceiling bill that was signed into law on Tuesday, because I don't want y'all to be blinded by Democrat, Republican, whatever. There's checks and there's balances in our government, right? And we have to do what we can as a people. So that means get your butts up and go vote when it's time to vote in your state, local, and federal elections. So make sure you all do that. Also, it was one more thing I said I wanted to talk about, and I didn't write it down. It was something. But anyway, make sure you all go vote. Make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe to Let's Grow with Yo-Yo, Instagram, Yo-Yo739300, and of course, Facebook, Let's Grow with Yo-Yo. I thank you all so much for being on here tonight. I am going to go lay down now. I love you all. Good night.